Hello and welcome to Mystical Tarot. So today I wasn't going to do any deck reviews, but this deck is making me do a deck review of it. That's the only way I can explain it. This deck, there is just something about this deck. I will be honest, I bought it and I had been looking at it for a few months, probably at least 7 or 8 months. I've seen it on Amazon and I've gone, maybe later, maybe later, maybe later. Well, last week I picked up, I was looking for the Morgan Greer deck, which I did find, and I will do a review on that deck also. And the only reason I bought this one is because I really wanted to see the Morgan Greer deck fast, and I had off the next day, so I ordered it overnight. But to order it overnight, I had to get $35 worth of stuff from Amazon, so I threw this on. And I said, why not? I've been looking at it for a while. This deck has by far been the most surprising deck that I think I've dealt with in a while. I honestly, there's a part of me that says that I shouldn't like it, that I don't want anything to do with it. There's a lot of things that I just don't jive with the cards, if that makes sense. But I am absolutely drawn to it, and I keep going back to it. Every day I've been doing different readings, and I pick these cards up and I use them again, and I'm like, why am I doing this again? So obviously Spirit wants me to use these cards, because even I sit here going, why am I choosing this card? I don't really, really wasn't fond of it when I first looked at it and everything like that. So I thought I'd do a review on it, and maybe if there's some people that have the same feelings as me out there, maybe the Spirit will get to them and have them buy the deck also. That's the only reason I can think of as to why this deck is in my hands right now. Sorry, I just had to take a sip of water. It's still pretty early here. So this deck is the White Numen Tarot. It's created by Alba BG, and it's nice. It's a mass market deck. It's made by Liminal 11, so it's got one of these weird boxes. If you've never seen a Liminal 11 deck, they don't open from the top, they open from the bottom. So the cards come out, so there's this big box here, which was the first thing that kind of turned me off about it. Then they're inside of another box. It's like, why did you do that? So, also with this deck, it does come with, a really cute little guidebook. It looks like a mini storybook almost that like my child has or something like that. And I started reading. I read the guidebook before I even touched the cards and everything, and I was reading about it because I was a little confused when I started looking. I saw it said, it's a sacred animal tarot, but then a good chunk of the cards don't even have an animal in them. So I was like, okay, I'm confused. What is this deck? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, it's just confusing. It's saying it's one thing, then it's not, and then it's doing this thing, and this box really got me. I've never had a Liminal 11 deck before, and this box really took me for a loop. I was like, what is going on here with this stuff? That's so much box. And then the cards are here. I mean, look at that. You could fit like 4 decks in there. It's just crazy. Sorry. Off my soapbox about the box. But I started reading the guidebook, and it's small. It's not very big or anything like that. But in it, it does talk about, the author talks about how they created the deck, how they had been drawn to create the deck from dreams that they'd been having. And so this is a very different interpretation of the tarot cards. And I think that's what's brought me to this deck over and over again this week as I have it and I'm choosing a deck to use. I choose to use this one because it is a lot different, the way that the deck is supposed to be used. It is supposed to be an intuitive deck, and it does have some of the same features that you see on, normal Rider-Waite clones and everything like that, but it is a little bit different. And it really talks about really getting into the spirit world with the Numen, which are the Numen are the animals. So Numen is like a spirit animal, and So it tells you, you know, about each card, and then it does tell you, you know, ones that do have Numen on, because not everyone has a Numen on them. And it tells you why, and it explains it really well. And after I read it and reread it, so I read it once and I went back to it and I read it again, I really understood why this deck was so enticing. Was that it's not just a regular tarot deck in the sense of the same interpretations that everybody uses, and the basic interpretations at least. This is very different and takes a very different eye on the cards themselves. So it is a more spiritual deck, which I love, because I love doing spiritual readings. Out of all the different readings I do, those are my favorite. So I think that's why I keep getting drawn to it, and that's why I'm drawn to do this video today, because I wasn't going to do video. And then, of course, I come in here, decide, you know, I need my card of the day, and I pick up the White Numen deck. And I'm like, why am I doing this again? Why, with this big box and everything? But I digress again. So I didn't have a chance to put these in order, because literally I just said I need to make a video and explain these cards and how I feel about them. So I do apologize. They're front, backwards, sideways. I will fix them. But I wanted to kind of show you guys the cards and see if maybe there are others of you out there that are having that same issue with this deck. I don't know. The cards are, I mean, the stock is very thick. I will be honest, they are very hard to shuffle. They are not easy. I have to use my entire strength to get that to shuffle, and it's, you know, kind of irritating. They're really glossy. They're like just thick and really glossy. Just, yeah, very different than what I've been used to. And so I won't go back to the box again. I'm looking at the box. Like, I want to talk about the box again, but I don't want to. So the cards themselves are very different. You can tell, you know, just looking at this moon, it's not the moon that you normally see in most tarot renditions. It's very different. The cards themselves, the colors, I do love the colors. I love the blues and the greens especially. But each card is just beautiful, and it's just so interesting to take on it. Like, for example, Judgment here. Judgment in this deck really means about awakening yourself to, you know, your spiritual self, and really becoming one with it. Your third eye opening, like they put like even on the card, there's like, she's holding her third eye, there's a circle around it, so it's like opening up and seeing things. The Four of Cups, or the Four Pentacles, here, instead of it showing that she's, you know, holding everything tight, this is actually showing that the material is blocking her chakras so that she can not move on to the next area of her life, to open those up, to get into that spiritual realm. So it's a very different take on these cards. Cards that you think are, you know, usually supposed to be great, they just don't feel as great in this deck because of things like that. So the Ten of Pentacles here, it is about success and material success and earthly success, but it's not, you know, it's not as great as being able to access the spirit realm and everything like that. So it's a bit different of a take on it. It's really interesting. You have to read the guidebook, otherwise you have no idea what's going on. You're just like, these cards make no sense. But it's just interesting that the way that the author decided to do these and how they did them. Like this with the like the crescent moon coming above his head, he's already thinking, he's already moving on to his next steps. But down here, you know, he's wakening up, he's manifesting, but down here the snakes are coming. Like, at any time that snake could bite him and it would be done. Like, he's in the spiritual world so far that he's not paying attention to what's right there in front of him. So it's really about finding the balance of being in the spiritual world and in the mundane world. So it's a very interesting take. It does have two extra cards. It has this one called the White Numen and one called the Black Numen. The White Numen is supposed to be about creativity, love, you know, spirit guides and everything like that, where the Black Numen is about destruction and being chained down. But you can even see here the King of Pentacles, who usually looks the most regal in any deck, is really just slouched down. He's not happy. He's bored. He's just looking for something else to do. It's just, it's very interesting. The Eight of Wands turns into snakes. So it talks about metamorphosizing, different things. It's very, very interesting. The High Priestess, how she has her veil there, and she does have the ability to open it to show you the secrets if she wants to show you the secrets. If she doesn't show you them. So it's just very interesting all around. And honestly, when like I said, my first impressions when I got the deck was, I'm not going to like this very much. It doesn't really seem, you know, like my kind of deck. But now I'm actually, like I said, it keeps calling to me. The Seven of Swords, you know, it's always about deceit, treachery. In this picture of the Seven of Swords, the guy is actually being executed for the treachery that he had done. So it almost steps it up one more notch, like he has been caught and he is paying his price now. So it's very interesting. I do love the Fool card. I think the box has the Fool card on it, and it is a beautiful Fool card. It's really about stepping out there, being at one with the liminal spirits, and really starting your journey, and, you know, learning, you know, new things and how to be a part of both lives. So the Six of Wands, this one really got me too, because the Six of Wands is usually always about, you know, victory and everything like that. But if you even read it in the guidebook, which, let me find it. Here we go. So in here it says, a young man moves at speed to secure the laurel of his victory, recognizing your successes, but do not lose sight of the balance between pride and humility. So instead of him being, you know, cheered and everything like that, he had his success, but he wants to be away from that because he wants to balance it between the two. So it's very, very interesting. I find it quite intriguing. Sorry. I need more water. I apologize. I did this way too early this morning. But like I said, the cards are beautiful. I mean, the artwork is nice on them. This is a very strange Emperor card too. I wanted to point that out. So he's literally pushing with all of his weight this sword into the ground. It's making him bleed, and the blood is going down, and that's how he is connected to the earth and to the sky, because the blood is evaporating into the sky and going down into the ground. So it's very, the takes on these cards is just really different, and I like it. It's just, you know, this deck that, I don't know, like, I've just had it on my desk, and every day it wants me to come, it wants me to use them, and I, like, try not to, but then it's like I look at it, and then I look at it again, and I go, okay, I gotta use this deck. I don't know why, you know, my spirit guide's telling me to use it, so I've been trying to do more spiritual readings with it, to see how they fare out compared to regular readings. But I think it works for both, because it does, it seems like the whole idea of this deck is balancing between the two worlds. So you don't want to be overly spiritual, you don't want to be not spiritual at all, which obviously makes sense, but a lot of people do that. They will go so far into the spiritual realm, and you see them, and if you're one of them, I'm sorry. But they are decked out, you know, they don't even have any clue what's going on in the world right now. They're just off in their own world. They're out in, you know, nature. They're just gone. And that's great, but, you know, we're here manifested as we are to experience the spiritual and the mundane, because that's where we learn, and that's how our soul, you know, continues to learn. At least in my opinion. Whatever you believe, whatever you want, I believe whatever I want. That is, you know, I'm not going to tell you what to believe or anything like that. That's just one of the things how I feel about it. So that is the White Numen deck. Like I said, it's very interesting because literally this deck, I don't want to use it. Like, there's so many things that I don't like about it. I hate the box. I hate, you know, that the cards are really thick, you know, but at the same time, I love it. So it's a nice surprise, I guess I would call it, as I wasn't expecting to really like it as much as I do, and I really do. Like, every morning, I just keep pulling this thing out. And so I think it's great. Let me know what you think about this deck. If you have experience working with it, let me know if, you know, you had any kind of weird experience like mine. In the comments below. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to get more videos from me. And I will also leave a link in the website or in the description box where you can purchase this deck, as well as to my website, where if you want, you can book a private reading with me. Peruse through my Tarot and Oracle deck collection. If there's a deck on there that you want to see me do a review on, shoot me a message, let me know. I'll happily do a review on it for you. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in this morning, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.